Now, my next guest has been to one of those sites and can describe what exactly is going on over there. Andrew Fox is a former British Army officer and one of the first international journalists to have been let into Gaza. Andrew, thank you so much for coming on. Describe your experience on the ground.
Well, good evening. It was one of the crazier 3 hours of my life, if I'm honest. And I did 3 tours in Afghanistan. The sites in Rafah is surrounded by devastation. When the site is opened up, you can see behind me in that image there that just a horde of hungry people descending on the aid, trying to get what they can to get themselves and their families fed. So it's a very chaotic situation. I don't think it's how you would design an aid program if you had one from scratch and you were doing everything perfectly. But the bottom line is that food got there. It got there protected. It wasn't intercepted by Hamas, and it did make it to the people. So the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation system certainly has its drawbacks, but also has some real strengths.
In that circumstance, you said it wasn't intercepted. Was there another circumstance where you can say Hamas was stealing the food? And if so, what are the protections that can be put in place to ensure the food actually gets to the people who are starving?
Absolutely. Even the UN announced this week that some 85% of the aid they'd sent into Gaza was somehow intercepted or interfered with by militants, be that Hamas or be that other armed groups within Gaza. The interception rate for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is 0%. They haven't lost a single package of aid from their convoys. And the simple reason is they have US Special Forces veterans protecting those convoys. And that's clearly the answer. There is enough food in Gaza. If you look at the UN's own figures, if you look at the World Food Programme projections for what's needed in Gaza on a daily basis, there's enough food in there. It's just not reaching people because it's being intercepted by Hamas and other militants. And therefore, the answer is clearly making sure the aid programme has protection when it goes into Gaza and the distribution sites are properly run so that the people get the food and it doesn't end up in Hamas warehouses and stockpiles.
Andrew, again, I'm very happy to have you on to separate fact from fiction. And there have been reports, including from the UN, of Israeli soldiers firing on or near civilians going to get food at the distribution sites. What have you seen with your own eyes?
I think that's really the key flaw in the program at the moment, is that the routes from where the Gazans are starting off, where they're living in tents or ruined buildings, to get them to the secure distribution sites takes them through the Israeli army's rear areas. And they have been using live fire. I saw machine gun fire and sniper fire whilst I was there. There were no reports of casualties. They're using them for crowd control purposes, which, as a former professional soldier, I'm not wholly comfortable with. And I think one of the things they do need to develop with the GHF system is finding a way for people to get to those sites without posing a threat to the Israelis, that the Israelis feel they need to open fire, and so they can get in and out safely and get the food that they need.
What is a way to do that? I mean, you mentioned before that one of the reasons that you're not seeing food being taken is you have armed personnel, but what is a way that someone can go there and not present a danger that the Israeli forces decide to act upon?
Well, of course, Hamas are doing everything they can to make the Israelis open fire by driving people towards their bases or firing at the Israelis from within the crowd. And so I think the solution is community distribution. Find vetted, safe people who they can trust to come to the distribution sites, help them get back to their communities and their areas with the food, making sure it's not molested by Hamas or stolen by Hamas. And they can then feed the people where they live, sparing them this long, difficult journey to the distribution sites and then the long, difficult journey home again with their food.
It is such a tenuous, complicated situation, and I can't tell you how happy I am that you came on and really gave a firsthand account of what the situation is like, because there's everything to read about it, but you were there. Thank you so much, and if you decide to go back, would love to have you back on the program to learn a little bit more about what's going on the ground. Andrew Fox, thank you so much and for the work that you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.